was walking down the road one day. Happy people smile along the way, and the sceneries turn on my fantasy. There's a lot of opportunities that point me to who I could be. It's a life-changing university. You call it beautiful, it's true, but I have one thing to say to you. I believe there is more to what you see. You call it paradise, but I call it home. When I'm far away, the memories bring me closer through a daydream. Suddenly, the song came back to me. You call it beautiful, it's true, but I have one thing to say to you. I believe there is more to what you see. You call it paradise, but I call it home. What more can I ask for? I have all that I long for. Suddenly, all the voices came to sing with me. That you call it beautiful, it's true, but I have one thing to say to you. I believe there is more to what you see. You call it beautiful, it's true, but I have one thing to say to you. I believe that we all should make it known. You call it paradise, but I call it home. I call it home. I call it home. I call it home. Yeah. My weary heart soars high like an eagle in the sky when I look into your eyes.
The sunset's warm embrace gives delight in many ways, and it comes as no surprise. When I'm down and blue, my heart goes back to this place to start anew.
When I'm with you, I see color in everything they saw as gray. When I'm with you, my tomorrows are brighter than my yesterday. The world's flying bright.
Alright, good afternoon. Time check at 4:09 in the afternoon, mga ka-DYD, sigma kahigilahan sa kahanginan.
Hello.
Welcome to our program. This is Matsaya, kauban ng iyong teacher sa kahanginan, of course. This is Sir Raymond. Usa na pod ka oras ang ato pag-ubanan ng atong istasyon. Usa na pod ka oras ang ato pag-ubanan sa ato bago nga pagtulunan. Oo, sa atong programa nga Matsaya.
Down and blue, my heart goes back to this place to start anew. When I'm with
Alright, good afternoon. Before ta mag-sugod no, sa ato diskusyon karong hapuna, allow me to greet happy afternoon and happy listening also sa tanan-tanan nga nag-tune in sa ato programa. Pag nag-join sa ato live karon, especially to my students nga namin karon. Hello, happy listening to Flor J. Aguilar. Oh, hello, good afternoon. Mega shout out to you. And this sa mga kajantihan diha karon nga naminaw sa mathematics in the modern world. This is your lesson 4.1. Oo, murag na ta sa last no nga module sa to klase and happy to pod no mahuman ang ato semester. Alright, so ato topic no for this afternoon, we'll be talking about introduction to logic. As I have said a while ago, this is part of our lessons no sa mathematics in the modern world, the part of module number 4, lesson number 1. Right now, sa to pa ning kamutan mga kasyentihan diha karon nga naminaw mga uban pa no nga nag-tune in sa to programa karon. Ato pa ning kamutan no nga mahuman ni nato but in any case kung dili nato siya mahuman then we'll continue this one next week. Kay medyo taas-taas ni siya nga taas na siya nga topic. Alright, so let's start with our discussion. So starting with the definition of unsa man ang ato klase no for this afternoon. So as I have mentioned a while ago, we'll be talking the lesson no about introduction to logic. Alright, so in today's complex world, it is not easy to summarize in a few paragraphs the subject matter known as logic. So, for example, for lawyers and judges, logic is the science of correct reasoning, no? So, they often use logic to communicate more effectively, construct valid arguments, analyze legal contracts, and, of course, make decisions. And many other professions also make extensive use of logic. For instance, programmers use logic to design computer software. Electrical engineers use logic to design circuits for smartphones. And lastly, mathematicians use logic to solve problems and construct mathematical proofs. And of course, no, our lesson for this afternoon belongs to the fourth one. So we'll be making and of course, no, constructing mathematical proofs for some of the problems that we are going to discuss later on. So let's say for example, if f is a function defined at every number in some open interval containing alpha or a, except possibly at the number a itself, and L is real number, then the limit of the function of x as approaches to x, or the function of x approaches to a, is L, written as you can see no sa ato screen diha karon. So if and only if given any element no there's greater than 0, however small there exists no that real number no greater than 0, such that if 0 less than the absolute value of the difference of x and a. So this definition is of crucial importance in mathematical analysis, but even though most students are exposed to it in early no sa first calculus course, kung naka-start na siguro no, most of our students have already sa tawag ni siya kanang discuss no this one in the calculus in their calculus. Even though most students are exposed to it early in their first calculus course, few come to appreciate its meaning until much later, and many never do. So the heavy use of quantifiers and the use of connectives such as and, or, and if, then are part of the normal vocabulary of mathematicians, but these are not nearly so prevalent in the every usage. Okay, so as we can observe no, in mathematics, this is not different, no, quite different with the English language, wherein we normally use text or textual representation no, of the problem. But in mathematics, in most cases, we solve problems using symbols. And there's no exemption or exception no, in the introduction to logic, because most of the time we'll be using and utilizing the symbols in mathematics, and most of these symbols are makita nato in the Greek alphabet, or sometimes no natay mga daghang symbols nga dapat nato katunan or i-familiarize. So starting with no, a statement is a declarative sentence that are either true or false, but not both. So, yun, a statement is a declarative sentence that are either true or false, but not both. So, if you have a statement that it should be either true or false. So, if it is true, then it could never be false. If it is false, then it could never be true. So, dili pwede that you are going to give me a statement and your answer would be both true and false. No, it is not the case here. Okay, so if you are going to give me a statement, it should be a declarative sentence. At the same time, it is answerable by yes or no, but not both. Okay, it is answerable by true or false, but not both. So the designation T true or F false, one and only one of which is assignable to any given statement and is called the truth value of that statement. So, muna ko gi-mention a while ago, no, na that if you are going to give me a statement, then that statement should be, no, one of these two. Okay, it could be true or false. So, again, if you are going to say that one that the statement is true, then it could never be false. Okay, if the statement is false, then it could never be true. So example, the following are statements. So unsa may mga example no sa mga mathematical statements nato ngari. So we have here the moon is made of green cheese. Okay, so depende na nimo unsa pag-answer na, is it true or false? Then if you think no, if you believe that the moon is made of green cheese, then yeah, be it, no. If your answer is true, then be it, no. If your answer is false, then be it. Dili pwede nga mo yung kang pwede true, pwede false. Okay? So it should be one and only one. Alright? So there's another example there. 6 is a prime number. Okay? So is it true or false? So we can easily identify that 6 could be a prime number or not, no? A prime number, we define a prime number that kuha na siya kanang wala siya laing factor other than itself and 1. So 6 primarily is not a prime number, no? So because aside from 1 and itself, 6 has other factors like 3 and 2. Okay, so 3 times 2 is equal to 6. So that's why 6 is not a prime number.
Down and blue, my heart goes back to the space.
Right, so mato siya no, the least prime number is 2, okay? So dili tanang prime numbers kay naa man goy mga myth or misconceptions no sa ato mga kajentinghan nga kasagaran. Siguro that's correct, pero ingon ang kasagaran man god, most of the students no na misconceptions nga prime number dapat tanan prime numbers, no, tanan daw prime numbers are kuan kanang odd numbers, no, dili sa tanan panahon because 2 is an even number. In fact, aside from being an even number, it is also a prime number, no, and it is the least prime number that we have. So 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13 and so on, 17. Okay, so there are countless, no, or limitless or infinite number of prime number. So example, February 5, 1992 falls on a Wednesday. So for you to validate this statement whether it is true or false, then all you have to do is to check no your calendar if February 5, 1992 really falls on a Wednesday. So if it is true, then the statement is true. Then if it is false, kung wala siya ni fault on a Wednesday, then the statement is false. Okay, so another example, the millionth digit in the decimal expansion of A is 6. Okay, so it could be true or false, depende kung yun sa nyo pag-solve, diba? Alright, the following are not statements. So, is E raised to pi quantity raised to the power 2 equal to this one? So, you are not sure of it. Okay, unless you have the equal or the value for these variables. So if only every day could be like this one. If the statement answerable by yes or no, if not, then it is not a statement. Okay, because as we mentioned a while ago, that a statement is a declarative, no? A declarative sentence. Okay, so naa diha klaro kaayo. Okay, so upon checking sa ato mga examples, okay, Upon checking sa itong mga examples, number 1 is not a declarative sentence because question mark man na siya, no? So it is not a declarative sentence. The same as true with number 2, it is not answerable by yes or no because statement siya if it is answerable by yes or no. Every instead siya gupol is an arguing. So what do you mean by this one? Okay, number 4, 2 plus 3i is less than 5 plus 3i. So wala gyud mo kay answer you cannot say that the two terms are or the first term is less than to the second term. And of course, with number 5, you cannot also say that x is greater than 5 unless you will know what is the exact value of this x. Okay? So unless you will say that x is equal to 7, so 7 is greater than 5. So that's it. You can say that what you call this one? Kanang true siya. So statement siya. Okay? So we have two kinds of statement, no? So we have the simple statements or the simple statement and the compound statement. So unsa man ang simple statement, okay? So a simple statement is a statement that conveys a single idea and is not composed in any way of other statements. While a compound statement is a statement consisting of two or more component statements joined by one or more logical connectives. So, ako lagi mention ganiha ang mga basic or common connectives like the and, or, if, then, if and only if, and so on. Okay? So, these are the most commonly used connectors or connectives in math logic. Okay? So, again, ang simple statement, it only conveys a single idea and it is not composed in any way of other statements. Okay? Pero ang compound statement, it is already a combination or consists of two or more component statements. Okay? So, daghan na siya 2 or 3, 4 ka-simple statement imo combined using logical connectives or connectors. Okay? So, that will become a compound statement. So, the truth value of compound statements, okay, so the truth or falsity of a compound statement is completely determined by the truth or falsity of its components. What does it mean? There's no problem in determining the truth value of a simple statement because it is only a single idea, right? But if we are going to determine already the truth value of compound statements, okay? So for us to be able to understand more and be able to identify or determine the truth or falsity of a compound statement, first is you have to determine the value, the truth value or the falsity of every single idea. Okay, buta sa bot, imo tagsa-tagsaon if you have compound statements, imo siya buwagon into a single statement. Okay, you have to determine, okay, so mao na siyang buhaton nato guys, no? So ato we will determine or identify kung unsa man ang truth value sa kani siya nga statement, single statement, then kani po siya nga statement, and then usa pa nimo kuhaan og truth value ang compound statement. Okay? So kumbaga, imo tungaon if you have we know already that a compound statement is a combination or consists of two or more simple statements, di ba? So you extract first one statement, then you identify, determine its value, truth value, then another simple statement, you extract its truth value, then using the connectors, whatever the connector is, kung and, or unsa if and then, and so on, or unsa pa ng iya operation ni logic, then usa pa nimo siya kuhaan. Later on, you will know how to construct the truth table for these statements. Okay, so here we go. Speaking of, so we have here the truth table is a table that shows the truth value of a compound statement for all possible truth values of its simple statements. Okay? So, mo na kung iyong ganihan, nga for us to be able to easily determine the truth value or the falsity of a compound statement, then we have to separate first the compound statement into simple statements. Okay? So, mao na siya ang kumbaga sekreto diha para mas ma-determine nato dayon ang truth value, no? Truth value sa ato statement. Okay? So now let's proceed to the basic operations, no? Basic operations of logic. So if for algebra or real numbers, we have operations for real numbers like the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, okay, extracting of roots, squaring of a real number, cubing, and so on. No, so we have also operations, no, operations for logic. Okay, so we have here the negation. Okay, so the negation of a given statement P makes a claim opposite that of the original statement. Okay, so if the given statement, okay, so if the given statement is true, its negation is false. So muna ko yung ganiha, no, nga you should have only one value for a statement. So if you say that the value or the truth value of this particular statement is true, then its negation is false. If the truth value of this statement is false, then if you are going to negate that one, the statement will become true. Alright? So let's say, for example, if I will say, today is Monday. This is my statement. Okay? So today is Monday. We know that today is Monday. So therefore, my statement is true. Alright? So today is Monday. My statement is true. So how to negate that one? All you have to do is to put the word not. Okay? So mayon lang ka nga, today is not Monday. Okay? So if you say that today is Monday and it is true, okay, then if imo na siya i-negate, meaning mag-add ka og not, imo siya i-negate, no? That's the negation process. Then moingon na kaana nga today is not Monday, therefore it will become false because your truth value sa previous, no, sa previous nimo nga statement is already true, therefore its negation will become false. Dili pwede nga true ang original statement tapos imo ginegate false gihapon siya, di na siya pwede. Kaya ato pagibalik, no, we should go back to the original definition that it should only has, or the truth value for a statement should only be true or false. Dili pwede both. Alright? Yon, so we have examples here. So given the negation of each statement, or give the negation of each statement. So 4 plus 3 equals 7. So, mayon lang ka nga, 4 plus 3 is not equal to 7. Okay, that's the negation of this statement. So, since we are utilizing symbols here, no? So, ato lang butangan, no? Nakaibaw naman ta sa symbol of not equal. Ato lang butangan og kanang i-slash lang nato nga ri si equal sign na mahimo na siya nga not equal. Okay, all fish can swim. So, unsaon pag negate ana, again, you just have to add simply, no? Simply add not, no? So, all fish cannot swim. Okay, so mao lang na siya. Some fish can swim. So, some fish cannot swim. So, butang na nimo og not para ma-negate lang siya. Right? Another, no, the second operation, no, sa logic is the conjunction. Okay? So, unsa man pud ni ang conjunction, sir? Thank you, Flor J. Aguilar, no, for joining in and sa pagpaminaw, no, sa ato programa karon. Alright, so conjunction, given statements P and Q. By the way, guys, no, by the way, class, oo. So in logic, in algebra, for example, we do usually use kanang variables, di ba? Like the very commonly used sa algebra are A, B, C, D, or X, Y, Z, right? But here in logic, normally, we are using also for, most commonly, no, kanang mga variables na ito gigamit. Of course, coming from the English alphabet. Okay, so we are using the variables P, Q, R, and S. No? These P, Q, R, and S are our statements. Okay, so P, Q, R, and S are statements. Okay, so ako balikon, no? Ako na siya i-emphasize that P, Q, R, and S. Later on, makahinabo mo, you will encounter R and S. Now, these four letters denote our kanang variable, no, in logic. And this kanisiya, si P, Q, R, and S are statements. Alright? So, going back, so given statements P and Q, the conjunction of P and Q denoted P, unya kana siya nga symbol kanang murag inverted V, no? That's the symbol for the conjunction, and read as P and Q. So kana siya nga symbol, ang conjunction di ay, no, we are using, no, in conjunction, in the operation of conjunction, we are using and, no, and, A-N-D, as our connector. Alright? Or connective. No? So, P and Q. P is single statement or simple statement. Q is another simple statement. P and Q is already a compound statement using the connectors or connective and. So, kung and gani siya, unya ang symbol ana niya kay kanang inverted V, no? Kanang murag inverted V, then that is a conjunction. So, this is now a new statement which is understood to assert that P is true and Q is true. Don't be confused no ngano si P true unya si Q true. Niyong caster nga dapat true usa, dapat ang usa false. Yes, that's true. Pero si P and Q are two different statements. Alright? So P and Q are two different statements. So it could be that P is true and at the same time Q is also true. Okay? So, otherwise, kung yung ka P is true, so not P is false. Okay? So, nakuha. Another one, don't worry, no, because we'll be giving example on how to construct truth table using these operations, no, sa logic. So, we'll just going to discuss first all the operations so that later on, we'll be guided, no, kung asa tapadong sa ato paghimo sa pag-construct, no, sa truth table. So, disjunction naman, given statements P and Q, the disjunction of P and Q denoted by P, unya kanang murag V nga symbol, okay? Kung ang buka ganyan na sa pataas, so that is disjunction Q, and this is read as P or Q. So, ang iya na pod connector or connective karon is OR, O-R, is a new statement that is understood to assert at least one of the statements A, B is true. Okay, so kung conjunction, ang symbol niya inverted V, ang iya connective is AND. Kung disjunction, ang iya symbol is kanang V, and then it is read as OR, no? And this is unsa na siya? Yeah, ang iya connective is OR. And the implication of the fourth one, implication or conditional statement. Okay? So implication or conditional statement. Right, so given statements P and Q, the implication P implies Q. So kana siya makita na to nga usa lang, no? The one directional arrow. Okay, so makita na to diha nga naatay symbol. Now we have a symbol for implication or conditional statement. So we are using here the one directional arrow. Okay? So this is read as P implies Q. Okay? Or if P, then Q. So to be read, P implies Q. Is a statement that is understood to assert that if P is true, then Q is true. Okay? So kung makakita gani mo ani nga symbol kanang one directional nga arrow, then this is an implication or conditional statement. Right? So again, no, so we have first negation. No, butangan lang nimo og not ang statement, no? Unya ang iya symbol commonly some references uses this symbol kanang murag naghigda na bali nga letter L. Unya na ang ikaduha pod nga symbol is kaning murag ikog-ikog, no? It's just like a tail or something na siya, wave or what they call this one. All right? So either of these two, no, could be your symbol for negation. All right? Now for the second one, we have the conjunction. This is and, the inverted V. The third one is the disjunction or the V ang symbol. And the fourth one is the implication or the conditional statement. Ang iya symbol is the one directional arrow and it is read as implies. Alright? Or the if and then statement, no? Another term for implication or conditional statement is the if and then. So kung makita gani mo, if you can encounter a statement nga na siya if, unya then, no, it is also called the if and then statement. The if then statement. So na if tapos then. All right? And the last one, okay, or the second to the last, we have the equivalence given statements. P and Q, the equivalence P, the two-directional arrow there, to be read as P equivalent Q is an abbreviation for the following statement. So, kana siya. Okay? So, it is read as P implies Q. Unsa ganing inverted V rather. This is a conjunction and this is read as AND. So, as a whole, this is read as P implies Q and Q implies P. Alright? So, mao ni ang mga logical operators nato, no? The logical operators. By the way, we have also, murag wala na ko na-include nga rin, after the implication or the conditional statements, we have also the biconditional statement. Alright? So, ang biconditional statement is the double arrow, no? We have double arrow biconditional statement. Mao na siya ang na if and only if. Alright? If and only if. Kanang IFF, or in other references, IFF na siya. If and only if. Notice a biconditional statements. Anyway, let's proceed, no? Masugatan na nato later on. Now, let's have some example, okay? Let's have some examples on constructing the truth table for statements, for compound statements. Alright? So, we have here the truth table. So, makita na to nga rin, guys, no, nga. We have two statements, P and Q. Alright? So, naatay sa tawag ani siya nga combination, kumbaga, no, combination ni statement nga pwede nga si P true, we can also have a true value for Q. And then another combination, we have true for P, but Q is false. And then false si P, true na pod si Q, and then false si P, false na pod si Q. So, makita na to ang murag pattern dihaan, no, that we have two values for T, for true, and we have also two values for false. Okay? So, ang sayo lang gud ana, ang technique lang gud ana in constructing table is kuan ni siya kanang kumbaga default, no? Oo, kumbaga default ni siya nga kung two variables ka, no, kung two variables ka, you have four values there, no? Kung two variables ka like P and Q, you have only two variables. So you have four combinations kumbaga sa variables nato or sa truth values nato. So you have TT, FF, TF, TF. Alright? So, and then the rest will follow, no? Let's say for example, for the negation, okay, for the negation, so ato lang tan-awon kung unsa nga statement ang iya ginegate. Alright? So let's say for example here, if the first statement P, no, kani si P, ang iya truth value is true, therefore, if we are to negate this one, this will become false. Kaya dapat opposite man daw niya, no? We have mentioned a while ago sa ato definition, now for this, that if the value of the original statement is true, then its opposite, of course, is false. It's negation. Kumbaga, no? So, if it is true, then not P or the negation of P is false. Okay? The same gihapon, true, false. Kung false na pod, no, ang ato P, then its negation would become, unsa may opposite ni false, then that will become true. Alright? The same as with this. Now, let's go proceed to the second statement, no? So, we have here Q. Okay, we denote here that the Q is true. So, its negation, kung naamang negation ni Q diha, wala man tayo nakakita og negation ni Q diha. So, there's no need for us to include, no, the values for the negation of Q. Okay, kaya wala man tangari sa to mga compound. This is a simple statement, simple statement, simple statement, compound statement, compound statement, compound statement, compound statement. Since we have already connectors or connectives, no, this one. All right? So, naanatay value, no, ni P, right? Naanatay value ni P og ni Q. So, P and Q. Okay? So, ingon sip ang rule, no? Ang rule, nakalimtan din ako discuss nga rin ang rule. Let me see if naatay alright. So, wala di ay. Anyway, so, ang rule, no? Ang rule, sir, nga no, giunsa na pagkuha ang kanang truth TTF-TF. Okay? So ang rule, no, ang nakalimutan ako discuss nga include ang discussion sa rulings on how to construct the values, no, or the truth values for this. Now sa ruling, no, sa conjunction, matrue lang siya, no? Because this is a conjunction, right? The inverted V, no? Kani siya nga symbol is conjunction, kani siya is disjunction. This is conditional statement or implication. This is biconditional statement or the equivalence. Okay? For conjunction, no? For conjunction class, okay? So the rule there is the value, kung conjunction ng operation, matrue lang siya kung ang duha ka statements are true. Alright? Again, in conjunction, the value of or the truth or the falsity of the statement is true, alright? If both statements are true. Okay? So ato i-check karon ngano na true na siya si P and Q. Again, this is read as P and Q. Ngano true man na siya, sir? Okay, ato i-check. Ang rule na ni conjunction is kung true daw si P unya true pod si Q, mao lang na siya nga combination nga mahimo pod si Q or mahimo pod nga true ang ato compound statement. Okay, so let us check, no? P true ba? Yes. Q, true ba? Yes. So therefore, P and Q, okay, this is read again, this is read as P and Q is true. Okay? So T, F. So unsa may value ani? Mo nang false sa diha unya false po di siya, FT, FF, false siya. Nga naman, because the rule for conjunction, again, ako balikon, no? The rule for conjunction, the truth value of a conjunction is true if both statements are true. Alright? Otherwise, it is false. Again, matrue lang siya kung conjunction. Again, matrue lang siya conjunction kung ang duha ka statements are true. Otherwise, false siya. Sa disjunction naman, kaning V ang symbol, this is read as P or Q, alright? P or Q, ang iya pod rule here, somewhat opposite, no, ni conjunction. Kung ganiha si conjunction, matrue siya kung true ang duha ka statements, then for disjunction, this is read as P or Q, again, ma-false pod siya, the statement or this conditional, this compound statement, the truth value for this will become false if both statements are false. Okay? So again, in a disjunction operation, no? Sa operation nga disjunction, okay, kani siya kanang V ang symbol, this is read as P or Q. Ma-false lang siya kung ang duha ka statements are false. Let us check. False si P, false pod si Q. So that's why false ni siya. Otherwise, it is true. Kung naalay masagol niya nga usa ka true, mahimo siya nga true. So mao na siya ang rule ni disjunction. So tubalik ko, no? Ang conjunction will become true. The truth value of a conjunction or a compound statement is true if the truth value of the two statements are both true. Otherwise, it is false. In a disjunction or, no, the disjunction or na siya ang pagbasa, P or Q, right? The truth value of a disjunction of a conditional statement is false if the value of both statements are false. Otherwise, it is true. Okay, so I hope nakasunod mo, no? See, so mao na siya ang rule, no, ni conjunction og ni disjunction. All right, let's proceed to the implication or the conditional statement. So unsa man ang rule? Di ba sayon ra i-familiarize, no, sayon ra tigamnan kung kanus ka makaingon true, kanus apod ka makaingon false. Okay? So yon, sa implication naman, no, na implication or conditional statement, ang iya pod rule is that kung ang combination, okay, If your P is true and your Q is F, then it is F. Imo lang tigamnan ang pattern niya nga kung F or TF gani, sorry, if TF gani ang combination, no, makita na to diha that the first statement is T, the second statement is F. Kung ang imo operation is implication kanang single direction nga arrow, no, that's if and then. Okay? Sorry guys, this is P. This is not Q implies Q, but this is P implies Q. Na typographical error ni siya. This is P, no? P, kani siya, P implies Q. Again, ma-false lang siya kung ang combination nato is TF. Kani siya, no? TF. Right? Otherwise, true siya. So, TT true, FT true, FF true. Kaya ma-true lang siya kung, again, ma-true lang siya kung, ma-false lang siya kung TF ang ato duha ka statements. True si first, o nya false si second statement. Okay? Si biconditional naman, si if and then, no? Si if and then, simply, no? Simple lang jud kaayo. The compound statement or the truth value of a compound statement using a biconditional statement or biconditional operation, kana siyang double direction or duha ka direction nga arrow, it will become true if both, again, it will become true if both statements P and Q, no, si P ug si Q have the same truth value. Okay, let's find out, no? So, si P true, si Q true. Therefore, kung biconditional gani ato gamiton, it will become true because they have the same values. True, true. TF, so dili sila pareha, so it will become false. FT, dili siya pareha, so it will become false. FF, both are false. They are the same. Therefore, if using biconditional statement, it will become true.
A home that we all can share. Listen to the music.
Alright, so let's recall, no, sa operations, sa logic. Ato balik ko, no, si negation, it's just the opposite, no, kung negation kani siya nga symbol, it's just the opposite value of the original statement. Okay? Si conjunction naman, okay, conjunction kanang inverted V, it is read, ang iya connector is and. It will only become true. Okay? Listen. It will only become true if both statements are true. Otherwise, it is false. For disjunction, kanang V ang symbol, it is read as P or Q. It is somewhat opposite, no, to your conjunction. It states that the value or the truth value of a disjunction is false. Alright? It will only become false if both value of the statements is false. So, kung si P false o si Q false, then the disjunction of this statement is false. Otherwise, it is true. For a conditional statement that is implies, no, P implies Q. Ang symbol ana again is kanang one directional lang siya, no? No, ang iya role pod ana class is mahimo lang siya nga false, no? The truth value of a conditional statement or an implication is false if the first statement is true and the second statement is false. Otherwise, it is true. So ato i-check nga ri, TF dapat ang combination, TF. Dili pwede FT. Kay kung FT na gani, true na siya. Dapat maguna si T, ikaduha si F. So, TF ang combination. For a biconditional statement naman, okay, for a biconditional statement, the truth value, okay, the truth value of a biconditional statement is true if the truth value of two statements or the both statements are the same. Okay? So, kung pareha gani silang value, si P o si Q, no? If we found out that P and Q have the same values, then the combination or the biconditional operation, the value of the truth value of P, if and only if Q is true. If false si P, unya false pod si Q, then the same gihapon, true gihapon siya. Okay? So kung pareha gani sila og value, true. Mao na siya si biconditional statement.
Paradise, but I call it home. When I'm far away, the memories bring me closer to a daydream. Suddenly, the song came back to me.
Alright, so I hope no that nakasunod mo and nakasunod mo mga kasyentihan nga namin nakaroon ug ang mag-replay ani sa akong mga estudyante. So I hope nga nakasunod mo sa rules no ni operations of logic, ni negation, conjunction, disjunction, implication ug ni biconditional statement. Actually class no, constructing of truth table for logic or in logic is very easy for as long as you know the rules. Okay, it is just easy to understand because dili siya complicated. It's very simple.
The voices came to
No, don't make your life complicated. Very easy lang siya basta ma-practice ka, no? Practice lang jud ka in constructing this table so that you can familiarize no the uses of these rules or the application when and how to use this rule on a given or a specific situation or problem.
I have one thing to say to you. I believe that we
So, nadaghan ta mga kasyentihan nga ganahag true or false. So, this is your mao ni ang tubag sa inyo mga kuan, ang tubag sa inyo gipangutana or ang inyo mga kahilingan. Ganahan mo true or false nga exam. Okay, tagaan mo na kog true or false nga exam. Okay, so mo to siya guys, no, ang rule ni truth table. So naatay 5 common operations, no, si negation, conjunction, disjunction, implication or the conditional statement and the biconditional statements. Okay, so next meeting we'll be having more examples, no, atot ansira ni ang mga examples ngari, no.
heart soars high.
And yeah, I will discuss further, no, on how to construct table.
The sunset's warm embrace gives delight in many ways, and it comes as no surprise.
Alright, so before we'll end our program today, by the way guys, so thank you so much no sa inyo pakiguban. So again, as a recap, so we have 5 operations, no, the very important information that you have to remember sa ato lesson this afternoon are actually these 5 operations no sa logic. We have the negation. It's just the not knowing a word. It's just the opposite of your original statement. The conjunction, symbol is inverted V. Ang iya red, ang iya connector is AND. Disjunction, ang iya symbol is V. Ang iya connector OR. Implication or conditional statement, ang iya symbol kanang one-sided arrow. It is read as implies. The fifth one is the biconditional statement. Alright? Ang the two-sided arrow, the two-directional arrow, it is read as if and only if. No, sa truth value naman, okay? So for negation, ang truth value na negation of a statement is just the opposite value of the original statement. Kung conjunction naman, it will only be true if your statements, if your P and Q are both true. For disjunction naman, it will become false if both P and Q are false. For implication or conditional statement, it will become false. No, it will only become false if your statement is in the combination TF. The first statement is true and the second statement is false. For biconditional statement naman, it will become true if the values of the two statements P and Q are the same. True, true, or false, false. Okay, so mo lang na siya ang rule no sa truth table.
When I'm with you, when I'm with you, I see color in everything. Taste all has spread. When I'm with you, what tomorrow
Alright, so before taman na minute mga ka-DYDC, allow me to greet happy listening sa itong mga viewers karon, especially to Flor J. Aguilar, to Perlin Fernandez, to Deb, ako na siya student, no? Thank you so much. Siguro busy ako ba mga estudyantihan, magtanaw na lang sila sa replay, no, sa ato live discussion today. Alright, so for our trivia question, so maghatag na po tag 30 pesos worth of load. So paminaw sa itong mga naminaw diha karon sa ato live o sa radyo. So for 30 pesos worth of load. Alright, so our question is,
There's a song deep inside I can't erase. It's all about this amazing place, a home that we all can share.
alright, so who can give me the 5 operations of logic, no, as what we have discussed this afternoon? Actually, there are still more, no, operations in logic, but I'm just asking you of the 5 operations that we have discussed this afternoon.
To the music, sing with us a song.
So just comment that one or text that one to our DWDC hotline number. That's 0921-410-5070. Again, that's 0921-410-5070. Ito na sige, at least 3 operations na lang. 3 operations.
Wow.
So we have discussed 5 operations. So I'm just only asking you 3 operations of logic.
Music, sing it cheer. At the beside State University. Yes, you in my heart. Yes, you in my heart. Listen to the music, sing with us a song. Yes, you in my heart. Well, it's here at the Visayas State University. VSU in my heart. VSU in my heart. Listen to the music, sing the song. VSU in my heart. VSU in my heart.
Ato pangutanon si Miss Perlin Fernandez. Kung nakasunod siya sa klase karon. So give me at least 3 operations sa logic that we have discussed this afternoon. Para natay 30 pesos worth of love. And of course, as the mga naminaw diha sa karadyuhan, you can also send your answer to our DYDC hotline number. That's 0921-410-5070.
One day, happy people smile along the way, and the sceneries turn on my fantasy. There's a lot of opportunities that point me to who I could be. It's a life-changing university. You call it beautiful, it's true, but I have one thing to say to you. I believe there is more to what you see.
Alright, so muraga, wala naman siguro yan, no? Wala mo tubag sa ito pangutana. So ato lang siya i-reserve ang ato prize for today, for next week. We'll be having more of this discussion next week. And yes, no, thank you so much. And it's time for me to say bye-bye. Modus ponens, modus tollens, hypothetical. Oy, marag, higher naman na siya, debdeb. Higher naman na siya, debdeb, modus ponens, modus tollens, hypothetical, syllogism. Mga basic operations lang. I will give you 1, the negation. So we have 4. Oo nga nahabilin. Sige, for ako kahawaton na, we still have 1 minute. Before taman na milit sa to programa, if you can give me the correct answer, then you will have the 30 pesos load.
More to what you see. You call it paradise, but I call it home. What more can I ask for? I have all that I long
sorry naman, sir. Wako kasugod. O ang again, sige, tagaan na lang kanako o gahint, no? So we have the symbol katong if and we have connectors no kaning operations na nagamit og connectors, the and, or, if and then, the if and only if. Okay, so these are the basic or the basic operations no that we are going to use in logic. So if you can give me no these no operations, then you can have the prize for our trivia question for today.
Call it paradise, but I call it home. I call it home. I call it home. I call it home. Yeah. My weary heart soars high like an eagle in the sky when I look into your eyes.
104.7 DDD1
Such warm embrace gives delight in many ways.
Alright, so mga kadiwaydi, si mga kagalaan diya sa kahanginan, it's time for me to say bye. It's already 5:01 in the afternoon. Daghang salamat sa inyong pakiguban na Sir Raymond. Salud sa ka-oras. Next week na po pohon Lunes, every Monday, 45 in the afternoon sa itong programang Matsaya with Sir Raymond. Special thanks to the Information and Communications Technology Management Center through Norman Villas and DYDC technicians Luis Prado and Arnel Gusela. On behalf of the DYDC station manager Dr. Cristina A. Gabrillo and radio engineer Sean Villagonzalo, this has been Sir Raymond saying bye for now.
We may never know.
And thank you so much. And of course, kanunay lang muna sa pagpaminaw kining atong istasyon. Bye everyone. Happy Monday.
When I'm down.